today's video, I'm going to revisit some products that I used to love. These are just some things that used to be holy grails for me. I'm not really sure with some of them why I stopped using them, so I'm going to test them out and I'm going to see if there's a reason I stopped using them or if I just got distracted by new things. I don't have quite enough for a full face here. I'm short a couple of items because some of them are either things that I haven't changed up in a really long time, or I have gotten rid of the product that I used to use. But yeah, I'm sorry if one, you can hear my dog eating out of her bowl over here. She's quite noisy, I'm sorry about that. And two, you might hear some cicadas in the background because the window's open so that the cats can enjoy the weather. But yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. I've got some things like the Too Faced Peach Foundation. I've got, oops, sorry, the original Jaclyn Hill palette. But yeah, I'm gonna get into it and I'm gonna zoom you guys in. I'm gonna start with my eyes like I always do. Okay, actually before I zoom you guys in, I'm gonna use the original Jaclyn Hill palette for my eyes. As you can see, it's been abused. I've definitely used it. The reason I stopped using it is like when I first bought this, when this first came out, like this top section was like the colors I used. But now, since my like tastes have changed and I prefer more like colorful makeup, these are like the colors I would use. Like, and I still do dip into this palette sometimes, like if I need neutral shades, you know, it's got everything I need in here. And I loved the formula. I still love the formula, but I just don't use neutrals that often. So, I mean, this palette ends up being kind of useless to me. So, I think I'm still gonna try and stay in my now comfort zone down here to do this look, but we'll see what I can come up with. Okay, I zoomed you guys in a little bit. I just used the Urban Decay Eden eyeshadow primer potion on my lids. That's not an oldie either. It's something that I still currently use. But I'm gonna start, I'm just gonna go in with this teal shade. I do somewhere have the little sheet that came with it that shows what the shade names are, but I can't find it currently, so I don't know what shade this is. But I'm just gonna go in with that one, and I'm just gonna take it on this little Wet n Wild brush. Okay, now on a BH Cosmetics Studio Pro number 8, I'm gonna go in with this green shade right here. For today's look, I think I want to do like a cut halo, so I'm just gonna go in with some concealer on a little brush and cut my crease. I know it's a little messy around the edges, but we're gonna blend those out anyway, so it really doesn't matter right now. So I'm going to take a Morphe M421 brush, and then I'm gonna take this champagne-y colored shade and pop it right in the center there. Go ahead and do the rest of my face now. So for primer, I used to always use the Benefit Professional. It's like the only primer I would ever put on my face, and I don't think it's a bad primer, but for my skin, I have oily skin, it just did not really do anything for keeping my makeup on. I don't know, I just, like, it does a really good job for filling in pores, but for like making my makeup last, I don't know. And like it feels thick on your face. So like I still use it sometimes, but I only use it like if I'm going out to like run errands and I kind of want to like smooth my skin out a little bit, but I don't want to put makeup on, I'll use this. But that's all I use it for now. I don't actually use it for priming before makeup anymore. I'm sorry if you can hear my neighbor's dog barking, but you definitely can. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and apply some Professional to my face, all over my face like I used to. Oh, it just feels so thick. I don't know how I used to do this every day. Okay, now for foundation, I used to live for the Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation. I think really the only reason I stopped using it is because I'm not all about that high-end life. I don't like paying this much for a foundation. I know a lot of people complain about the scent, which I understand. You really shouldn't put fragrance in skincare or foundation or anything like that, but I like it. I think it smells good. This is the shade Snow, which is their latest shade, unless they've upgraded the shade range since I bought this. But I believe another reason I stopped using it is because this shade is like super yellow toned. So I may look like an Oompa Loompa. Oh, I hope I have enough to do my face, because apparently this is almost empty. That's okay. So, wish me luck. I'm pretty sure this shade isn't right for me, and I went around looking like a fool for a long time. Okay, it matches a lot better than I thought it did. Okay, so I remember why I liked this foundation so much, because it feels really good. It's like medium buildable coverage. If I had, like, this is like empty. If I had more in here, I could build it up to full coverage, but this is nice coverage. It's nice and matte. It feels good on the skin, and this always lasted on my skin. I have oily skin, and in the summer I get sweaty and my makeup just melts off my face, and this always lasted really well. But the scent is definitely a con for most people. I'm not happy that they put so much fragrance in it. I can tolerate it. I like the smell, but it's still like, you know, why would you put fragrance like that in a foundation? But I don't know, man. I just can't get with high-end price points. Like, there's so much good stuff at the drugstore. I'm just stuck on drugstore stuff. So I'm not saying I would never repurchase this, but I have drugstore options I like better, so I'm not like gonna go right out and buy this, you know? But yeah, I still think it's a good foundation. Like, if you're interested in trying it, you have oily skin, I'd definitely give it a try. But yeah. So I don't really have a concealer I haven't used in a long time. I've pretty much been stuck on Tarte Shape Tape since it came out, which has been a long time. So I don't really have an old one. Like, all of the ones that I used previously are like so old, they've been thrown out for a long time. So I'm just gonna do my concealer off camera and then I will come back. So next is powder. I'm gonna go in with the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder in shade 05 Fair. And I will tell you right now why I stopped using this powder. It's a great powder, but okay, hold on. You see how much product's left in this? A lot, right? It's hard to tell from that side, but there's a lot. There's definitely a lot of uses in here. This sifter doesn't come out. This is like all one solid plastic piece, and it does not come out of these holes really well. So you have to sit here and shake this for like 5 minutes to get this amount of product out, and it's the most frustrating thing in the world. Like, I really, really hate when you can't get the sifters out of powders like this, because they always reach a point where like you have to pull the sifter out to get product out of it when they get low, and it frustrates me to no end. So honestly, that's the biggest reason why I stopped using this powder, because like I refused to buy a new one when I still had so much left in here, but at the same time I can't get the product out because of the stupid sifter. So I'll be back in like 5 minutes after I get enough product out to do my whole face with. Okay, now I think I managed to get enough out. Ooh, this powder's making me look a little ghostly too. I don't remember it doing this. Okay, I went ahead and finished powdering off camera because I again had to shake the container to try and get more powder out, which was frustrating. I also bronzed off camera because, like with the concealer, I don't have one. I've been stuck on the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer for so long that I don't have one that I like have phased out but still in my drawer, you know? So I went ahead and bronzed. I have a feeling I have a really bad flashback right now from this powder. Like, I'm really scared to look back at this footage and see me looking like Flashback Mary over here, but we're just gonna keep rolling with it. Now for blush, I used to use this NYX Soft Spoken blush all the time. I mean, it's the only one I used. I cannot even get this open. It's like kind of a corally color, and it has some sheen to it, which I'm not a huge fan of in a blush. Now for highlight, I'm going to take this Smashbox Casey Holmes collab, the Spotlight palette, and I'm going to go in with this lightest shade here. I loved this shade so much. Casey Holmes really did a great job with this. I think I mostly stopped using it because since it was limited edition, I got into that like mindset of, you know, oh, I don't want to use it up because I can't get it again, and then I just like stopped using it. I do that with so much like limited edition stuff. When it starts getting kind of low, I stop using it because I'm afraid of using it up, and then I just don't use it at all. But it's a really pretty highlighter. I went ahead and finished my eyes and put mascara on off camera because mascara, I'm actually really good about throwing out my mascaras every 3 months and not keeping a lot of them around. Please throw out your mascaras every 3 months. Don't hurt your eyes like that. It's not worth the risk. Just don't. So for lashes, I almost always exclusively used Ardell Demi Wispies. Now, I still think they're great lashes, but I only use them now for like really soft makeup days. And most of the time when I'm doing soft makeup, I'm not wearing eye makeup. So I don't use these a whole lot anymore. I do definitely still suggest them. The very few like makeup clients I've done, I've always used Demi Wispies on them because they're so soft and pretty, and they'll give you just a little bit of definition without being like super obvious, you know, I'm wearing fake eyelashes, which is the look I like, you know, like I want it to be obvious that these are not my real eyelashes. So still great lashes, just not something that I use regularly anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these on, which is going to frustrate me because I would definitely go for a more dramatic lash with this look, which by the way, loving the eye look. I'm super happy that I dipped back into this palette and hopefully I'm gonna use it more now. But I'm gonna go ahead and pop these on and I'll be back. Okay, I went ahead and popped those Demi Wispies on. The glue might still be drying, so ignore that. They're beautiful lashes, just definitely not what now I would choose to go with this look. So last but not least, I'm going to go in with a Urban Decay Vice lipstick. This is the shade Safe Word. As you can tell, I use this a lot. Again, this is a beautiful color, but now I tend to wear more liquid lipsticks. This is a beautiful lipstick shade. I really don't know why I've set it down and not used it anymore. It's their Comfort Matte formula. If I remember correctly, it ends up like balling up on my lips, but I don't know if that's just me, and like when I used to use this I didn't exfoliate like I should have. So I'm not saying that like, you know, I'm not saying that like the product's bad or anything. It could have just been me not knowing how to properly prep my lips. But yeah, so here's the finished look. The Jaclyn Hill palette, I'm really glad I dipped back into. I'm still probably not going to use the neutrals very much because I just don't do neutral eye looks that often, but I will have to keep the brighter shades in mind, and maybe I'll try and do more neutrals. I'm just not very good at doing neutrals. The Too Faced foundation, still think it's good. Obviously I'm not going to be wearing this makeup throughout like a whole day or anything because it's 10 o'clock at night. So I don't know if it still wears like I remember it wearing, but it's comfortable, it goes on well. The scent's something you do need to be aware of, especially if you're sensitive to those kind of things, but I still like it. I don't know that necessarily that I will repurchase it just because I much prefer drugstore foundations because, I mean, high-end foundations are expensive. Let's see, what else? Professional primer. Again, I use it on like no makeup days to smooth out my skin. I don't think I would ever go back to using it for like a primer under foundation. I can already feel like, because it's warm in here, and I can already kind of feel like my skin like trying to like push the makeup off, if that makes sense. Like, I can feel that it's not like making the makeup stay on there well. The Fit Me powder, I'm still super frustrated about trying to get all that powder out of that packaging. Definitely why I stopped using it. Powder itself is okay, it's not bad at all, but it's so frustrating. They really need to redo the packaging. The Casey Holmes Spotlight palette, I think I'm going to go ahead and force myself to use it up. It is a really pretty highlighter, and honestly, it's been sitting in my drawer. It's probably expired. I need to either just throw it out now or make myself use it up before it gets like dangerous expired and move it on, because I've had it for a while. There's no point in it sitting in my drawer and not getting used, you know? Ardell Demi Wispies, I still suggest these to almost everybody, especially beginners or if you've got clients, because they're a beautiful natural looking lash. I just prefer to go for something more dramatic now. But yeah, so this was fun. I'm actually really glad that I decided to revisit some of these old products I haven't used in a long time. I get really stuck in like a comfort zone when I find new products that I like. And I tend to not only not want to try new things for a while, but I also tend to not want to go back to the things that I used before that I liked for some reason. I don't know, I just get stuck in a rut. I find something I like and that's all I want to use. And I think a lot of people are like that. So this really kind of challenged me to break into some of the makeup that I have that needs to get used, that's just been sitting here. So yeah. I will probably do this again someday, because Lord knows I have plenty of stuff just sitting around that hasn't gotten used in a while. So I will do one of these again if you guys like it. But yeah, this is the finished look. I'm so happy with how the eye look came out. I think it's really beautiful. I'm actually really sad that I'm about to have wiped this all off so I can go to the gym. I wish I could wear this out of the house now, but I am not going to the gym in a full face of makeup. So, but yeah. I'm going to get off of here now. I'm going to take some pictures before I wipe all of this off, and I will talk to you guys later. I hope you liked this video. If you did, let me know, and if you have any suggestions for future content, also let me know. I do have kind of like a list going of things I'd like to do, but I also want to hear like what you guys are interested in, and ideas from you and whatnot. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good night. Okay, so quick side note, after watching back some of that footage and looking at my skin, that powder is definitely doing something funky to my face. I look aged. My skin tone doesn't look right. I don't know. Maybe I need a darker shade of the powder, but I don't like what it's done to my skin right now. And I don't know if it's the powder, I don't know if it's the combination of things I used, but I don't like the way my skin looks right now. I think I'm going to put that powder in the to-go pile and not use it anymore, because I honestly really hate the way my skin looks right now. And it's gotta be the powder, because it just it makes me look like I'm sickly and ghostly and older than I am. I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like the way I look. And I put on setting spray, so theoretically it should have like settled under my skin. Don't like it. But yeah, sorry, I just had to interject that because I looked at the footage and oof. So I'm sorry if you're watching this and you're like, ew, what's wrong with her skin? That's wrong with my skin. It's definitely the powder. That I haven't used in a long time. I've been stuck on Shart. What are definitely, oh God, Midna. Can you go? Can you go, please? Midna. Can you go? Now, I look, yes, lips, Midna.